Next, we're going to look at the economic impact. And Reverend Walter Hoye II will be presenting. He's both founder and president of the Issues4Life Foundation. He's author of the book Leadership from the Inside Out, and is in demand as a speaker and consultant. He and his wife Lori are ministry partners. Now here's a quote. It says, Walter embodies the Martin Luther King Jr. legacy, standing up for the least of these, the vulnerable mothers and their babies. That's from Dr. Alveda King, the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who you'll hear from a little bit later. Please welcome to the podium now, Reverend Walter Hoye II.
Dr. Hunter, it's good to see you. In 1857, the Dred Scott decision was a landmark decision by the United States Supreme Court. This decision held that persons of African descent brought into the United States and held as slaves, including their descendants, were not and are to be considered slaves. They were not persons protected by the United States Constitution, and consequently were not legally United States citizens. The fact is that almost every aspect of the American economy in the 1800s was at some level or another invested in the slave business. So stripping legal personhood from the people of African descent was not only viewed as critical to the legalization of slavery in America, it was also understood to be a crucial economic necessity of the American economy. Slaves were simply more valuable as property than persons. In the life debate today, not much has changed. Today, the abortion industry is a billion-dollar business whose lifeblood depends on the shed blood of aborted children inside the wombs of their mothers. And much like the United States Supreme Court Dred Scott decision of 1857, the United States Supreme Court Roe v. Wade decision of 1973 refused to acknowledge the personhood of the child inside the womb, and instead constitutionally gave birth to a rabid and racist billion-dollar abortion industry. Just as slaves in the 1800s were viewed as economic liabilities the moment they became free, so today our children, yet in their mother's wombs, are viewed as economic liabilities the moment they are born. However, is it true that ending the life of a developing baby provides a stepping stone to women seeking to advance personally and professionally? Is it true that children born to parents struggling economically are a financial drain to the American economy? Let's take a closer look and see for ourselves the massive economic impact of abortion in America. There used to be 16 workers for every person on Social Security. That is now down to 3. Soon, it will only be 2. The average worker will have to pay more than $6,000 in taxes just to support one person receiving $12,000 a year in Social Security benefits. If you are paying $4,000 a year in Social Security premiums now, that will go up by at least 50%, or Social Security will simply go bust, and you won't receive anything. Every life lost from abortion is one less future worker, consumer, taxpayer, future parent of the next generation. The gross domestic product per capita multiplied by the number of abortions per year since abortion became legal is the best measure of that loss. Over the last 45 years, the abortion industry has taken in an estimated $26 billion from abortion. But the cost to the country as a whole, in terms of lost GDP, has been 2,000 times that amount, and a cumulative $50 trillion, or roughly 3 times our national debt. This economic impact is compounded by wide acceptance of contraception, which has reduced births by another 25 to 30 million people. That adds another $20 trillion to lost GDP. Federal aid to Planned Parenthood is expected to reach $450 million this year. That's almost $500 million taxpayer dollars going directly to the largest abortion provider in the country. That's $1,250 for every abortion Planned Parenthood performs. Planned Parenthood estimates that under the President's health care plan, abortion should rise 20% or more. Why do the math? Is our personal convenience today worth the economic stagnation our children will have to endure tomorrow? What if you were offered $100,000 right now, or a job for a penny a day, double for 31 days? Which would you choose? If you chose to work for a penny a day that was double for 31 days, you would have earned $10,737,418.24. The difference between $100,000 today and $10 million tomorrow is why we do the math. Let me summarize. The economic impact of abortion is a $50 to $70 trillion loss in gross domestic product and the future stagnation of our American economy. The financial handwriting on the wall is clear. Abortion has disproportionately impacted Black Americans. Instead of lifting up the most vulnerable members of our society out of poverty, abortion increases poverty. As more Americans move toward retirement age, abortion assures that there will be little to no tax base available to fund their retirement when Social Security fails. Essentially, the economic impact of abortion is the fast track to national suicide. God bless you.